Hi, it's Christian, founder at Karatur.com. We are the CCIE leaders, and today is a very important video because I'm going to talk to you about what's next. So if you have the patience to stay with me until the end of this video, you'll know much more about the multi-protocol lab, sd-wan, all the new stuff coming, and so much more. However, you really need to understand that even if you are already our student, it's very important that you start understanding some concepts that we found out during this journey with you. And if you are not our student, it's really time to start, and really pay attention to this video. It's critical, it's really important. Don't skip it for any reason. Watch it in full because I'm going to give you all the information you need, and you ask me all the time during the call. You'll still have the call with me. That's really mandatory because our goal is having 100% success rate, so I don't miss this component. I want 100 success rate on our student side, so 99% for us is not enough. And I will show you today in this video how we found the final way to get this 100% success rate. And therefore pay attention because there will be a lot of information today. And of course, at the end of this video, I will share also with you information about the multi-protocol that is now ready, and sd-wan, and all the practical part for the new technologies. So let's start from the groups. We start from the groups. Again, 99% success for us is not enough. We want 100%. Therefore, we notice that we have 3 groups of people inside our program. And it's a logical division. It's not something that happened at the beginning, but it's evident. So we have the advanced, we have the intermediate, we have the beginners. And trust me, this is so interesting. And I can see it myself, I can understand very well, because I am pretty on the tree myself, because I am 50 years old, and if you don't know me, I'm 50 years old, almost 49. I'm in pre-retirement in Thailand, and I used to be here, and here, and I understand really very well the problems that each group has. So to be really honest with you, the advanced group don't have problem, because these are people, they are trainers, or they are network engineers with 20, 30 years experience, and these people don't have any problem. They join our course because we have the best information on the market, and they don't find anything out there like us. They don't ask too much questions. They just join the training, they get the technical information. Maximum they ask me when is ready, multi-protocol, when is ready, sd-wan, I say September, October, and perfect timing, let's go. Other people, they don't even ask this. They are ready already now, without still the multi-protocol that we are going to publish this month, and the sd-wan practical part we are going to publish next month. They don't need this. They can make it on their own. They just need all the information before, very structured. These people are trainers, teachers, they are consultants, they have their own business, they already know, and they teach this, and they come to us to get a very holistic approach to this kind of information, because they know that there's nothing like that on the market. We are the only ones who provide this approach. So as you can see, the advanced, personally, they don't need me. I say to them clearly, well, you mainly deal with Arpit. You don't need me. You don't need to stay with me. You need to talk too much to me. And they know, because their problem is not a problem. So they just need to deal with Arpit. Sometimes maybe they want to have something really advanced that goes beyond CCIE level, and therefore I acknowledge that they exist. They are extremely happy with us. And I'm sure that when we publish the new Zero to Juniper, all the advanced will join without even thinking. But then we have the intermediate and the beginners. And this is very interesting. I can tell you because I was there on both groups. And I like to start from the beginners. I skip for a moment the intermediate, but I will go back because it's so interesting. So the beginners are people like me, like I was. They do generally unskilled work, unskilled jobs. Personally, if you don't know me, my name is Christian, 49 years old. I'm in pre-retirement in Thailand. But when I was working, I started my career abroad as a dishwasher in London. So I was washing saucepans on a daily basis. Then I wanted to move driving the double-decker bus. I got the license for that, the D license, in England, in London. Then I didn't practice because, just to give you an overview, the bus company told me, well, but you are Italian and you need to drive here at least 1 year. Just get a car, drive, and you come back, I give you the job. It was a good job, quite well paid, with a lot of benefits. But I said, well, but I don't buy a car. I don't want to drive in London the car because I don't need. Is there another way? Well, no, you need to drive because after you drive on a daily basis. So I said, well, okay, I will think about it. And when you say I will think about it, generally you do something else. And I did. And I started this like a beginner. And the first thing was, well, you'll never get this. This was the feedback I got at the beginning. You'll never become an engineer. Why? Because you don't have experience. This was amazing. And I keep hearing now all the time. It was not only one person. There were so many people in a row that they told me this. They told me, well, you can't be a network engineer because you don't have experience. What do you mean? Of course I don't have experience, but I want to be, so I will become a CCIE engineer. No, it doesn't work like that. If you don't have experience, you can't. Okay, that sounds strange to me because I don't see how someone can start with experience. And these people, they were giving me this feedback, they didn't have a clue about what they were talking about. They were just repeating probably something that they heard from other people. Because if you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. You can't start with experience. You start without experience. And of course, I insisted, and at the end I started. And of course, I started without experience like everyone. But I really know what a beginner is. A beginner is a person who's doing exactly this. An unskilled job, painful physically mainly, not mentally. Mentally you are very fresh, and but you're tired physically because it's a hard work. You get little money, so you don't have any choice. You want to move out from that position and going to an intermediate level where you get a decent salary. When I say a decent salary, I mean between 3,000 up to, let's say, 6,000 to 7,000 per month. You want to arrive there. When you are a beginner, you want to arrive there. And I see in the group, actually I see in the, among our students, not in the group, beta group, there are so many beginners and they're all the same. They don't have any issue at the mindset level, because I covered the mindset in the first 3 weeks, and they understand completely, and they are really, really focused on this, and they take a massive amount of action, and the only thing sometimes they have is that they want something really, really basic, and this I totally understand is what I needed when I was a beginner. And that's why also I decided to create this program with Arpit, because there's nothing so basic out there. There's nothing that takes you from 0 to CCIE in 52 weeks. Nothing. And we are the only ones. Now I see that other people are trying to copy our structure, but of course they will need at least 4 or 5 years to do what we did, and they won't do it because we are already working in Zero to Juniper. So sorry for them, but it's impossible because we worked in a way during these 3 years continuously focused on the student success, and now we got it and we can explain it. So pay attention. The beginner doesn't have any problem doing the work, doesn't have any problem. It's only a technical problem, which means that they need some basic stuff, and we found a solution. How? Well, I decided, because I'm a student in this training, to do something bonus, completely included into the training. It's a massive work. So as you know, we have 48 labs at the end of the training, single protocol labs, and before the multi-protocol that I'm going to present in a moment, because it will take a little bit of time, this introduction. So what happened here is that what I'm going to do by myself, week after week, one per week, all the labs, 48, one by one, all the single protocol, which means I'm going to start from CDP, then I move to subnetting, then I move to the switch, MAC addresses, and administration, all testing one by one, and until I will arrive to the routing protocols. So I will cover everything. RIP, EIGRP, BGP, OSPF, up to MPLS and multicast, everything inside out, including access list, simplified, subnetting, simplified, everything on my own. So I will also provide the videos of me doing the labs, so you can see me at a very basic level, because again, I was here, and I know the problem you have when you are here, because basically I put myself still here now. And so you'll see that this problem is already over, but it's still not enough, because again, I want 100% pure. I don't want a 99.99999% success on our students. No, I want 100%, and I focus on this until I get it. So to eliminate completely any form of a resistance towards the success, we also created, now it's still in a beta version, don't ask me to have an insane amount of this, because it's still in a beta version. We are going to have this completely operational starting from next year. Arpit one-to-one session. Of course, you can't expect this for free, because we are giving you for free a huge amount of things if you are inside the program, including my labs one by one, simplified. I mean, it's a huge amount. It's all 500 labs done by me. You don't need it. To be really honest, you don't need it, because you have already all the questions, you have already all the answers. You can find by reverse engineering the answer. The way to arrive at the answer on your own is very easy, after all. However, again, I really want to give you all the possible options. So you can have Arpit one-to-one session, and if you are interested, is 1 hour, 1 hour lesson each, can be recorded, so you can keep your recorded version of this 1 hour. It happens on Zoom. If you want 2 hours, is also possible. You just need to schedule this with me. Again, if you want one-to-one lessons with Arpit, just schedule a call with me. Link in the description below, and you can just discuss the price. For these 3 months, we have a very incentive price, because I know that a lot of people want to join. I will give you a special price for this. Just schedule a call with me, and you tell me what you want. Can be really anything at CCIE level, and Arpit will have this one-to-one lesson with you. So This is the first thing. Again, you don't need this. This is totally optional. You don't need. But if you want, I give you also this offer. Here, these people have all the solutions to their problem, because you have already my labs. They are coming. So you see also myself doing what you have to do. So I highly recommend, first of all, to do the work on your own, practice a lot, don't find a solution, spend some time, troubleshoot until you find it. Then, second step, you compare the solution written by Arpit. Third step, you can watch my video doing this in a simplified way from a student perspective on a video, so you see everything, really everything, step by step. 500 questions, so it's a huge amount of work on my side, but it's so powerful to help these people. So now let's go to the big thing, because this is so interesting for me. The intermediate, and I am an intermediate. The intermediate doesn't have any technical problem. The intermediate is not a beginner. The intermediate doesn't have any technical problem. They are really similar to the advanced with a difference. And I know very well what I'm talking about. I call intermediate, but I can even use another word. And I can use the word procrastinator. Procrastinator. The advanced is not a procrastinator, or can be a, let's say, slight procrastinator. So someone will say, okay, I wanted to make this decision, but there wasn't any program like yours, so I waited a bit. Now you have the solution for me. I get the solution, and that's it. Yeah, but the intermediate, like me, is different, because he's a real procrastinator. So what a real procrastinator does, what the problem is. The problem is that you don't do the work. And this is a big problem. And again, it's not technical. It's really not technical. And this becomes so evident in the group I created to understand and to check how an intermediate behaves on a daily basis. I don't need this group, because I have myself. I can see myself. And I can understand completely the problem. But the good thing is that now with the group, I really also understand the solutions. So I really understand inside out. That's why I'm telling you I'm going to take everyone 100% success rate inside this group, because it's so evident. I don't have any doubt. There is one truth that the intermediate can tell me, say, well, if I didn't have your course, if I didn't have that structure, if I didn't have those details inside that structure, and if I didn't have the possibility to ask questions at any time, and if I didn't have access to the trainer, and if I wasn't helped when I was stuck maybe with the EVNG, for example, configuration and this kind of stuff, I couldn't arrive even at this point. And this is fair enough, I totally agree. But this again is technical, and again, I didn't see basically any problem from anyone at technical level. Zero. All true, you need our program because it's the only one step by step, simplified, structured, that makes you study only 1 hour per day, 5 days a week, and in 52 weeks, you arrive at the end and you are ready to prepare your lab exam. I know, but this is still not enough. Because you see, the last 20 weeks, you need to do the labs. You need to practice. And when there is the moment in which people move from the theory means you see all the configuration, you see all the concepts, you understand everything inside out with our program, and you need to do the work. still the intermediate, like me, have emotions. And remember, I could use another word for intermediate, procrastinator. And when you procrastinate, one day can become a week, 1 week can become a month, 1 month can become a year. Because this is how procrastination works. And this is so painful. So painful. Because you know, inside you, that you just need to practice and you don't have any excuse anymore. Because you understood already everything before. You understood, and now you just need to practice something that is ready to practice for you. Still, you have something that blocks you, and you don't understand what it is. And this is fascinating. Luckily, again, we have the same solution, because we apply exactly the same solution we apply for the beginners, so you don't have to look too far, because as soon as you see my labs, you realize, well, but I don't want to go so slowly. I don't want to make 1 lab per week. I can do much more than that. Yes, but the lesson I say always to the intermediate, like me, to the procrastinator, like me, is, okay, you want to go faster? I'm fine. However, you don't have any valid reason to not do 1 lab per week. Because if you do 1 lab per week, are 48 labs, 500 questions in total, 48 labs, 50 labs. In a year, you're ready to go to your exam. I know you can make it in 6 months. I know you can make it in 3 months. However, this doesn't mean that because you can do it in 3 months, this is a valid reason to stop doing everything, because you believe that I'm going too slow. And I provide you this evidence. And this cancels all the rubbish you say, you listen out there. I've read in this day something, I've read a comment. Sometimes I shouldn't. I'm really honest, I shouldn't read the comments. But sometimes, really, this guy said, this is impossible. What is it? CCIE in 52 weeks. This is impossible. You need at least 10 years experience before doing the lab. I say it again, and think about it for a moment. You need at least 10 years experience before trying to do the lab. But can you believe that? Can you believe how insane is the way some people think? I mean, I know that if you are advanced, you join the program, you can arrive at the end of the program maybe 6 months earlier, but I'm explaining you now the reasons. It's not the experience. Of course, if you have experience, means that you are doing these things over and over and over again during your work, and therefore when you hear from us, it's a piece of cake, because you just know what you're talking about. You just need few extra information, having a structure like we provide. You just follow the structure week after week. You arrive at the end, we provide you all the labs, you practice the labs, you go, you get your CCIE. But you understand the difference between you need 10 years experience and you are a beginner, you just need maybe a few months more because you need to make a little bit of practice. It's not true that you need experience to do the CCIE. Having experience, like everything, can help, but we give you the experience. Instead, it's really interesting to understand that even if you are autist, there are still possible blocking points. And on this I am really interested. That's why I created the beta group. Beta group means that I have with me, that I am an intermediate by nature, 3 students, that they are all 3 intermediate. And these people are called by me with their name CCIE M, CCIE E, CCIE A. They are three different people. The only thing they have in common, they are Italians, like me. So we are four Italian people. This is the only thing we have in common. Apart from this, we have differences. Someone live in Italy. Someone lives in Thailand, like me. Someone lives in UK. Four people, four different people. Different age, 20, 40, 50. Myself, 49, but 50. So different ages, different salaries, because my last salaries, I never hide this. I always say, for me, the reasonable amount of money you should earn every month should be $10,000, especially now in this situation where you see people are struggling with electricity bills, with all this stuff. You need to earn serious money so that you don't want to think about these things. If you want to be focused on these things, you need to earn more money. But to earn more money, you need to learn these things. So you see the problem. You need to invest on yourself first. But still, the intermediate can arrive to understand all these things. Can arrive to understand. You have to invest on yourself. Okay, you do it. You do all the theory, no problem. All the technical part, no problem. All the configuration, I understand everything inside out. You have to do the work. Whoa. And that's something that holds you back. That's something that holds you back at that specific point. You are just arrived. It's like if you have you run a marathon and it's 50 kilometers and you make the first 30 and the last 10 becomes impossible. Seems impossible. Well, I have the solution also for these people because I am one of those. So first of all, these people need to understand this, that their problem is not technical, because otherwise they will always use this as an excuse. Say, okay, but there are things that I don't understand. Not true. That's not true. There's nothing. I'm telling you, I am in this group and it's fascinating. It's a month now that we are in this group and we are talking about other things, never technical. And when I made the meeting, because I'm trying to do like a monthly meeting with them, it's very interesting because they know. Before the meeting, there was the temptation, to talk about something technical. But after you know that the problem is not technical, there is no possibility that it's technical. It's all about habits. It's all about personal life, and it's all about the complexity of the personal life. And I can tell you, and just let me give you an example here. I can't give you too many details in this situation, otherwise it will be a 3 hours, 4 hours video, and also I make this into the program step by step during the mindset, and I make another mindset before the labs. But think about it for a moment. What's the difference between the intermediate and the beginner? Again, don't forget, the beginner use muscles, use energy, which is physical energy. The intermediate, instead, use a lot of mental energy during the day, a huge amount of mental energy, different from the advanced, because the advanced, yes, use a huge amount of mental energy, but get a lot of results, has a very highly paid positions, and when you arrive at that level, like I was, you make the change from intermediate to advanced, because you see, when you are in a very highly paid position, you become an architect, you become someone who designs things. You're not interrupted every second by someone who's requesting your time over the phone and this stuff. You are alone, you have your office generally, or you work from home, or you work 6 months and the other 6 months you don't need to work because you already earned 3-4 times what you earn when you are intermediate. You don't need to work 12 months, and you are different. You are not so stressed, and you can control your emotions in a different way. But most importantly, here, basically, when you work, you learn a huge amount of information, because it's your work, learning. Here instead, you are stressed. Why? Because you have to do a huge amount of things in a limited amount of time, under pressure, and sometimes you don't even know how to do it, and no one explains you what you have to do. And this is so painful, because don't forget, here, when you are at this level, you know that no one will explain you, because there's no one after you. There's no one. It's you. And you have to find a solution yourself. But you have a lot of time. You are, I don't want to say always relaxed, not true. But I think about myself in my last job. I was alone doing these things when I had to find a solution on my own. But I had the time to do that, because it was my job to do that. I didn't have to do 100 things and then finding 10 minutes to find the solution. No, my job was finding the solution. So it's a different story. Honestly, it's a different story. So I totally understand here. And here, the thing is that you are stressed. And when you are stressed, you have emotions, and then you start finding solutions. And I already explained these things. I already explained these things in the previous videos. You have to go back to watch. Our brain has a strange way to deal with these things. Because when you are stressed, the first thing the brain tells you, well, remember yesterday you got that drink, and it was an alcoholic drink, and I felt better. That stress went away. Well, yes, that's possible, because that's what alcohol does, but be careful, because there is a system on this, and then you go inside this system, and everything becomes much, much more complicated. Affects your sleep, affects your attention, affects your focus, and affect your motivation to start things. Again, motivation doesn't work. We teach you this in the mindset. But just to tell you, alcohol has an effect, especially on the sleep. Sleeping. We are talking about sleeping on the group. And I will go even more into details. I will talk about coffee. Can you believe that? Coffee is a drug. It's plain and simple. If you, oh, but come on, no, come on, nothing. Coffee is a drug. I use it. It's the only drug I use it. Well, not true, because I also use energy drinks. Drug. Coffee and energy drinks are drugs. Babies can drink coffee and energy drinks. Yes, there's no any rule that prevent them to do that, but still they are drugs, because there is inside caffeine. And caffeine is a drug. I use it, yes. 1 in the morning, not more than that, yes. I keep using, yes. But I am aware about the process. I'm totally aware, because I studied it. And you need to do that if you are here. Because if you don't sleep enough, or if you sleep too much, you have a problem. And you need first to focus on this, because I say to these people at all time, if you can't give yourself an order, like, I go to sleep this time, and I wake up this time every day, 365 days a year, you can't expect after to do advanced things. This doesn't happen at the end of the day, midnight, when you are tired after a day of work. So, you see, this is really what we are talking about in the beta group. And the beauty is that I see already the results. I see already the results. Because it's this. It's talking about the sleep. It's talking about when you're awake, when to do the work. I mean, of course, you know already the answer is in the morning. Oh, no, don't tell me this, but it's the only possible way. Then if I have some people, like I was, that they make night shift. Wow, trust me, that's a massive thing. I work on night shift for a really long time. And I was doing 7 to 7, meaning I started 7 in the night and I finished 7 in the morning. And was really, really crazy stuff. And they wanted me to do 2 nights and 2 days. No way. I studied sleep since I was 20 years old. No way. I really don't do that because I want to have, at least if I have to do the nights, I want to have only nights. So 4 nights, and then I have 4 days off, and I can recover. But the 4 nights have to be in a row. I want to be in the same cycle. Otherwise, a mess for the body. Because your body knows when it's time to sleep and knows when it's time to wake up. Doesn't need the clock. Knows it. So these things, I'm discussing these things because, of course, if you do night shift, you need to find the best time to do this. And it's really, really complicated. That's why when I was on the night shift, I was on my 20s, I used to do that when I had the 4 days off. Plain and simple. Because can you believe me? I mean, in 12 hours work after, you need just to rest and going back to work again. That's what I was doing. You go to sleep in the morning, you wake up, you take shower, relax a bit, time to go to work. That's it. I was always fresh. Always. I never missed, this is in my life, in 50 years of life, I never missed 1 day at work. Never. For any reason. But this is the thing. I mean, you need to focus on the sleep. If you don't focus on the sleep, you can't arrive to do this stuff. And the technical, trust me, with us, it's so easy because you just need to follow the best CCIE trainer, Arpit Pandit. 2 CCIEs, 1 in routing and switching, 1 in service provider, 10 years experience teaching in class. He knows how to keep your attention. He knows. And we structure this training in a way that works. And you know it if you are intermediate, and you know it if you are inside the beta group. Is just focusing on your private life, which is a different thing. And I say, and this is a message I give also outside, the only problem I see, the only real problem when you understand these things, when you understand that you have to change your habits, meaning stop drinking alcohol, drink 1 coffee in the morning if you really have to, otherwise you can also avoid that. I can't tell you avoid that because I drink 1 in the morning and I drink some energy drink, but I'm aware about caffeine. I'm aware about other things. You say, when you understand these things, you sleep correctly. You don't drink too many coffee during the day, especially in the afternoon. You sleep correctly. You don't drink alcohol. And you are not distracted. Well, that's no possibility that you don't arrive at the end of this. It's impossible. And this is something that appears evident in the group. Now that people are talking about, because we are talking not only about these things. Again, we never, ever, ever started a technical discussion, and we will never start a technical discussion, because when there is a technical thing, I say, hey, you are moving here. You don't need me anymore. You're moving here. Or if you need me, well, you can check what I prepare for the beginners. You need to decide if you feel that you're moving here or here. If you're moving here, you say, no, but I want to see everything step by step. Okay. But I tell you, you need to go slowly in that case. But here, the feeling is, I want to go faster. I want to get it. Because I know that I can go fast. I don't need to spend 1 week to do subnetting. That's right. You don't need. But it's not a reason to stop doing everything. You see? This is the point, and this is the idea. We sometimes use our anxiety to do more as an excuse to not do anything. And I gave you a huge amount of value with this free video. So you see, this is what we have here. No one has an excuse to not complete the training. So now, what I see here is that the intermediate people like me have few days and they will see the multi-protocol arriving. So they just press a button, upload, bang. You just need between 12 and 13 gig of RAM and you have the multi-protocol ready to practice. It will take time to practice, days, not hours, not minutes, days of practice, but you have all the multi-protocol in front of you just by pressing a button. The truth is that people like me that now are in front of the multi-protocol, because in a few days we are going to upload the multi-protocol on the platform, they need still more time to practice the single protocol. This is the truth. And this is something that is a message also for me, because it's like this. I don't want to say that I can't practice the multi-protocol. No, I can, but I won't. I will finish all the single protocol first. So I highly encourage, because I'm here on the intermediate students to arrive to the advanced level now and getting the CCIE before me. And I'm talking to CCIE M, CCIE A, and CCIE, because they can go faster than me. I am focusing on this. I'm focusing on the beginners. So I want to ensure that all the beginners will arrive to CCIE level and they will arrive to get their digits. This is my mission, because again, I want 100% success rate. I don't want 99.99. But having said that, I understand that the major problem for me is not the beginners. The major problem are the intermediate like me, because the problem is not technical. And trust me, getting your CCIE is not so difficult. They say 10 years experience, you can say rubbish. It's not true. It's simply not true. However, to arrive there, you need to change as a person. You need to change your habits. This is the truth. This is the absolute truth. And in our program, we teach you also this. You need to change habits. You need to become consistent. And trust me, when you say, I don't have motivation, but motivation comes when you get results, and you get results only when you are inside our program. And I tell you, because I see all the students over and over again. Doesn't matter the year they join the program, it's always the same. They arrive, they tell me the list of all the trainings they tried before. They are all. I have the list. Oh, they try everything. All the books, the last version of the books. That is, last year was 2021. This year they have the 2022 version of all the books. I know the names. They try all the programs. At the end, they're, oh, Christian, I'm tired. Can you help me? Yes. And then everything's, there is a shift in these people's life, because they explain these things. It's not technical. If you are here, it's not technical. If you are here, instead of 3 years, it takes you 1 year, and you arrive, and you see motion. And the thing is this, when you see motion, when you see that you are doing things, there you find the motivation. When you see yourself already doing things, when you see yourself taking massive action, that's where you find the motivation, not the other way around. Not you are there thinking, oh, I'm so tired, I'm looking for some motivation to arrive. No, we never arrive. Maybe one time, exceptionally, you find yourself doing something, but then you lose because you don't have the right information. You don't know what to do. Say, okay, what I have to do next? Oh, and where do I find this? And then you start building the lab, and then the lab doesn't work. And then you have a question, and you can't ask the question. And then you need to go to the boot camp, and the boot camp is in another city. And say, oh no, it's too expensive, and you don't go. And what do? You never have the answers that you're looking for. And then people go in these forums with other hundreds of people, and they believe that is the way to find the motivation. But it's not true. That's not the way. I didn't build a beta group for this, because it's not that gives motivation. Not true. The only thing is that inside the beta becomes evident, because I am inside, and when there is the agenda, I show the agenda. It's not technical. It's all mental. It's not technical. And don't get me wrong, other people out there, they have huge technical problems because the training they do, they are unstructured, incomplete, they can't ask questions, they don't have anything to practice. So what is a mess. What you want to do with that? You just buy the book and you need to do everything on your own. Can you do that? For sure. How long does it take? Well, that's why there are people, they say you need 10 years experience, because it takes years. You need structure. And to build structure takes a huge amount of time. And we spent a huge amount of time. But now we have the structure, and now we arrived to the Multiprotocol Lab, and we are going to publish the Multiprotocol Lab this week. So we are really proud of this. This is a massive work. And our students just press a button and they start practicing. So what you see is this. This is the scenario. Now, translated. The advanced people, well, as soon as I publish that, I'm sure that after this video they will start pinging me. Christian, when is the Multiprotocol? 4 days, and I will publish. Arpit is writing the PDF. And don't forget, what we are writing here is something that is at least 10x more difficult than what you will find when you go to the real lab. Because this is us. We'll give you something 10 times more complicated than what you're going to find in the real lab. Because when you see when you go to your lab, to the real lab, and they put in front of you your lab, you say, ah, come on, but this is ridiculous. I can make it. Because we work this way. You know already. We work in this way. So these people, after this video, they will just say to me, Christian, when is ready the Multiprotocol? When it's ready, they press a button, they upload the Multiprotocol, they practice. When it's ready, sd-wan. When it's ready, sd-wan, press a button. Now, that's a little bit different because some part can be virtualized. We virtualized. Another portion, we will give you directions on how to practice, but everything will be, again, step by step, simplified, no problem, and then we go to the exam. Simple like that. Other people, they won't even wait. I know already. They already booked the exam. These people are your trainers on the territory. Those trainers that you say, but I have this school. Yes, they are inside our program, basically. All these people, and I don't have anything against that. It's totally fine for me because I know that all the trainers come inside our program because they want the right information, because they want to be good trainers. They are right. I'm happy for them. I encourage them to move, also not only in certain countries, move on other countries. You can teach other languages. And it's perfectly fine because I know that we are the only one with this kind of product. And what happened here is that these people can go before, even before we publish the Multiprotocol. They can. But if you think this, the third group, the beginners, of course, they are waiting me to publish all the single protocol one by one. And I already have some person who schedule a call one-to-one with Arpit. And this is totally fine. Because you want to clarify things, and you want a one-to-one lesson, 1 hour, in which you have so many questions. You don't want to ask all the questions and by writing and getting answered by writing. You want to have a session with the trainer, one-to-one, and then you clarify everything. And after that 1 hour, well, you can continue in another way, with another mood, because you got all the answers you wanted perfectly, and you shared all the configuration you wanted, inside out. So this is an option. If you're interested in this, schedule a call with me, link in the description below. But here, as I explain all the time, at this point, there is the Multiprotocol. The question is, are you ready to practice the Multiprotocol? And if I see myself, the answer is, well, I for sure will practice more the single protocol before starting the Multiprotocol. Because this is the thing. Before starting the Multiprotocol, I want to be sure that I know inside out 100% the single protocol. Because the Multiprotocol is just the sum of all the single protocol. That's why my focus now go here. To the beginners. Because I want to have 100% success rate. At the same time, I say to my student here, CCIE, CCIE-M, CCIE-A, focus on this, because you want to become advanced now. To become advanced, you need to do the thing on your own, not waiting for me. You have the two options. You can wait for me, so you go there, you say, okay, I want to be a beginner, even if I am intermediate, because I don't want to have any excuse to procrastinate the work. Perfectly fine, that's what I'm doing, because it works. Because if I do 1 lab per week, well, it takes me 1 day to do 1 lab, not 1 week. And what I do is I make it on Sunday, and then my job is done. And then I just make the videos, because at least I can help the beginners. But think about it. What about here, the intermediate? The intermediate is looking for excuses, because I am one of those. Is looking for a reason to procrastinate. This is the truth. We want to look the truth into the eyes. So you don't have it, because if you want to arrive at CCIE fast, you just need to complete the labs you have already. You just press a button, you upload the lab, you do the work, you check the answer. It's not like all the other programs that you say, but I don't have the labs. But here you have. It's not the other programs, I can't ask questions. Here you can, included in the program. And you say, no, but I would like one-to-one. You have optional. Of course, you can't ask me to have Arpit for free, because this, you know, you can't ask. But you have the option. I give you already all. And if you still say, oh no, but I want to go slowly, well, I'm doing that. I'm doing that 1 lab per week. So that even if you work 12 hours per day, you don't have any excuse to not arrive at the end. And this is the way we arrive at 100% success rate. Again, 99% not an option for me. I want 100, and I will get 100. So this is the thing. SD-wan, end of October. I will give you more information next video, because this time, otherwise, we are going too far. It was already a very long video. I hope you like it. If you want one-to-one session, 1 hour with Arpit, link in the description below. Schedule a call with me. Next time you are going to see me, we are going to talk about SD-wan, multi-protocol, because now we are practicing soon, and after everyone goes to the exam. Thanks!